Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the very first episode of Softening into Momentum. My name is Miki Byrne, your host, fellow traveler, and someone who believes deeply that sometimes our most gentle moments can become our greatest teachers. This podcast is a sanctuary, a place where we can pause together, breathe deeply, and remember that wisdom doesn't have to come with sharp edges. Here, we explore what it means to soften, not as weakness, but as the most courageous thing we can do. Today, we're beginning at the most beautiful place there is, the beginning. We're exploring Shoshin, beginner's mind, a Zen Buddhist teaching that whispers to us, even now, especially now, you can start fresh. Take a breath with me. Let yourself arrive here, just as you are. There is a Zen saying that has become a gentle companion in my life. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few. When I first heard this, I was deep in my addiction, convinced I had figured out how to manage my life, how to drink just enough to feel okay, how to perform just well enough to keep everyone happy. I was an expert at surviving. But Shoshin invites us into something much more radical, the courage to not know. Beginner's mind isn't about being naive or forgetting what we've learned. It's about approaching each moment with what I like to call sacred curiosity. That childlike wonder that sees possibility where our tired minds see only limitations. I remember the first time I truly understood this. I was 11 days sober, sitting across from someone on what felt like my first real date in decades, maybe ever. It was my first date since I had stopped drinking alcohol, and the first time I was genuinely present for the experience. I was terrified. Every part of me wanted to reach for the familiar script. Order the drink, let the edges soften, perform the version of myself I thought they wanted to meet. Instead, I found myself saying something I'd never said out loud on a date before. I'm really nervous, and I'm not sure how to do this sober. It was the most vulnerable thing I'd ever shared with a near stranger. And you know what happened? They smiled and said, "Me too. I'm nervous too." That moment changed everything. Not because it led to lasting love, not at all, but it did teach me about lasting presence. I realized I'd been approaching dating and life like an expert in all the wrong things. Shoshin taught me that the trembling vulnerability of not knowing how to flirt without tequila, how to laugh without liquid courage, how to let someone see me without my familiar armor, that wasn't something to overcome. It was something to honor. Because in that space of not knowing, I discovered something I'd been searching for my whole life: authenticity. The kind that doesn't need enhancement or editing. Beginner's mind in sobriety means approaching each day as if we're learning how to live for the first time, which, in many ways, we are. We're living in times that seem to strip away our certainties daily. Relationships shift. Careers evolve. The world feels both more connected and more fragmented than ever before. And in all of this uncertainty, our minds want to cling. They want to say, at least I know this. At least I'm an expert in that. But what if, instead of white-knuckling our way through change, we could soften into it? Shoshin teaches us that our so-called expertise can become a prison. When we think we know how love should look, we miss the love that's actually showing up. When we think we know how healing should feel, we resist the messy, non-linear journey that real healing requires. In my sobriety, I had to unlearn almost everything I thought I knew about joy. I was an expert at manufactured happiness, the kind that came in a bottle or a glass. Learning to find joy in the texture of morning light on my skin, in the taste of coffee when I'm fully present to taste it, in conversations that don't need anything added to make them sparkle. This required beginner's mind. It required humility to admit that maybe, just maybe, I didn't know what real happiness felt like. So I invite you to get curious with me. Where in your life are you being called to start over? Not because you've failed, but because you're ready to grow. What certainties are you gripping so tightly that wonder can't find its way in? And what would it feel like to approach one area of your life? Maybe it's how you show up in relationships. Maybe it's your relationship with your own body. Maybe it's how you define success. What would it feel like to approach it with the fresh eyes of a beginner? Let's practice together. This is a meditation I call sacred softening, a way to return to beginner's mind through our breath, our bodies, and our willingness to not know. Find yourself in a position where you can be comfortable and alert. This might be sitting, lying down, or even standing. There's no wrong way to receive this practice. If it feels safe, allow your eyes to close or soften your gaze downward. Let's begin with 3 conscious breaths. Not changing anything, just noticing. Breathe in and breathe out. Again, breathing in and release completely. Once more, inhaling gently and letting go. Now bring your attention to your breath as it moves naturally in and out of your body. Imagine you're encountering breath for the very first time. What do you notice? The temperature? The rhythm? The way your body naturally knows how to receive and release. With each inhale, silently whisper to yourself, "I don't know." And with each exhale, silently whisper, "And that's okay." Breathing in, "I don't know." Breathing out, "And that's okay." Breathing in, "I don't know." Breathing out, "And that's okay." If you notice your mind trying to fix or figure out or analyze, that's perfectly normal. Just gently return to the breath. Return to not knowing. Return to the okayness of not having it all figured out. I don't know, and that's okay. As we come toward the end of our practice, take a moment to notice. How does it feel to rest in not knowing? Is there perhaps a softness there? A relief? Take one more deep breath in, feeling your beginner's heart. And a long breath out, carrying this openness with you. When you're ready, gently wiggle your fingers and your toes. Return your attention to the space around you. In Zen Buddhism, they say that Shoshin is like polishing a mirror, not to make it perfect, but to remove what clouds its natural clarity. Each time we approach life with beginner's mind, we're polishing away the assumptions and expectations that dim our ability to see what's actually here. That doesn't mean throwing away our experience or wisdom. It means holding them lightly, like water in cupped hands, present, but not grasping. In my journey of finding love and sobriety, beginner's mind has been everything. It's taught me that intimacy isn't about knowing all the right things to say, but about showing up curiously to each moment. It's taught me that vulnerability isn't a weakness to overcome, but a doorway to the kind of connection I've really been seeking all along. An openness. Every morning now, I try to approach the day like I'm meeting it for the very first time. The way the light moves across my kitchen counter. The sound of my partner's laugh. The taste of water when I'm truly thirsty. These aren't small things. They are invitations to wonder, and they're happening every moment of every day. So this week, I invite you to choose one ordinary moment in your day and meet it with the beginner's mind. Maybe it's your morning coffee, your commute, the way you say hello to the people that you love. Approach it as if it's your first time and notice what wants to be discovered. Remember, softening isn't giving up. Softening is the most revolutionary thing we can do in a world that profits from our hardness, our certainty, our fear of not knowing enough. Beginning again isn't failure. Beginning again is the most courageous acknowledgement that we are alive and growing and worthy of infinite fresh starts. Thank you for beginning with me today, beautiful souls. For showing up with your own beginner's heart and letting us practice together. May you carry this sacred curiosity into your relationships, your healing, your ordinary, extraordinary life. May you remember that every breath is a chance to soften, and every day is an invitation to begin again. If this episode touched something in you, I'd be honored if you shared it with someone who might need this reminder. You can also join me for deeper practices and weekly love letters in my Patreon community, or subscribe to my newsletter where I continue these gentle conversations about finding momentum through softening. Until we meet again, keep wondering, keep softening, and keep trusting in the beautiful uncertainty of beginning again. Namaste.